Have you ever watched the Predator movies and thought, wow, what if humans didn't have any guns or crazy technology to fight off this advanced alien hunter? Well, you're in luck. Hello, I'm Lizardmon, and this is Prey in 15 minutes or less with all deaths counted. Prey is directed by Dan Trachtenberg with an IMDB score of 7.2 out of 10 with a popularity of 42 and is exclusive to Hulu. Sorry, Netflix. Great, no one told me that I'd have to understand Comanche. One second. Hey, so I just started watching Prey, and I can't understand them because it's in Native American. Can you, like, translate it for me?
Baby, that's Comanche.
Well, yeah, can't you speak it? You're, like, Native American, right?
I'm Choctaw.
Oh, but isn't it all the same thing? It's all just... No?
It's not the same at all.
That's fine. They're speaking English now for some reason, so if I need you to translate anything, I'll call you back, okay?
Call someone that's Comanche.
You've got time to learn Comanche. Alright, I love you. I'll talk to you later. We are now introduced to our main character, Naru, who is a female member of the tribe and as such begins her daily tasks of foraging for different herbs and roots, but we quickly learn that she has other ambitions as we see her practicing her hatchet throwing and stumbling onto an unsuspecting whitetail. She then proceeds to try and hunt the whitetail before it runs off into the wilderness.
I'm fast as fuck, boy. I don't think you have any idea how fast I really am.
We then find out that there are hunters in this part of the woods as Naru finds that Sorry the dog has gotten his tail trapped in a bear trap, bringing the hunt to an end. Upon looking into the sky, however, she sees what we now know to be the Predator's alien ship. The next character we meet is Tabe, Naru's older brother, as he shoots a hawk right out of the sky before his sister even gets the chance to do so.
You were sleeping.
We also get a little bit of an insight into the behaviors of each character as Tabe was quick to act and take down the hawk. Naru was playing the long game and waiting for it to circle around so that she would not have to cross the river to go get to it. We then learn that the movie takes place in the Great Plains in 1719, and after returning home we find Naru's mother preparing medicine for the war chief, and it becomes apparent through their conversation that the motivation behind Naru's want to become a hunter is the fact that everyone doubts her ability to. Naru's mom then sends her on a task to go retrieve more orange totsuya. Remember this stuff because it's important later. But before we go on that exciting journey, we are introduced to the main antagonist of this movie, the Predator. After returning from scavenging for the orange totsuya, Naru learns that a mountain lion has taken one of the tribe's members. After the search party goes out looking for the lost member, Naru quickly catches up to the group where she insists on assisting them with trying to find the lost member of their tribe. Many of the men in the group are skeptical about having a woman on their search party until Tabe points out the fact that she knows medicine, and if they wish to keep their fellow tribesmen alive after they find him, she will be a major part of that. We then follow an ant as it crawls up an invisible surface shortly before being eaten by a rat. Shortly before being eaten by a snake. And shortly before the snake gets obliterated by the predator. As is the food chain: ant, rodent, snake, predator. The search party finds more clues of the presence of the mountain lion shortly before finding their fallen tribesman. Upon finding him badly injured and leaning up against a tree, Naru proceeds to treat his wounds while the others fashion a makeshift gurney to carry him back to camp. One of the herbs given to Fui, the fallen tribesman, is the orange totsuya, which Naru explains will make his blood cold so that it'll stop the bleeding. Remember, told you this was important. Tabe informs Naru that he plans on hunting down the lion that caused this. On the journey back, Naru finds the discarded snake carcass completely skinned and decapitating. Upon finding this, she tells the rest of the group of course insisting that it was probably just a bear, because yes, a bear would perfectly skin and decapitate and remove the spine of a snake because that's exactly what bears do. After this discovery, she runs to warn her brother of the threat that is in the woods. After managing to find Tabe, she tells him of the snake carcass that she found. He does not outright deny the fact that it could be something other than a bear, but that is not the most important thing at hand, as they are mere feet away from the lion's den. Naru suggests that they set a trap and wait for the lion to come back and try to take it by surprise, much to the chagrin of the other tribesmen in the group, but Tabe decides to go with Naru's plan, saying that this will be her kutamiya, or her big hunt, almost like a coming-of-age hunt. Whilst they are sitting in the tree and waiting for the lion to appear, the other tribesman gets distracted and is attacked by the lion and killed.
Find the lion and kill him.
It is now up to Naru to fight the lion and kill it, but right before she strikes, she is distracted by a sound off in the distance and is caught off guard, but manages to stab the lion before falling and knocking herself unconscious on a rock below, waking up in her tent back at the tribe. After waking up, Naru's mother informs Naru that she had to be brought back to camp by her brother due to the fact that she was knocked out. Her mother explains that her kutamiya is not about proving you are able to hunt, but proving that you are able to survive. Shortly after this, her brother Tabe returns with the body of the slain mountain lion. Later that night, Tabe is crowned the new war chief before Naru tells him that whatever killed the snake and left those footprints is still out there and they are all in danger before Tabe tells her that he will hunt the creature alone since she was unable to kill the lion in the woods and she wouldn't be able to kill whatever it is that is out there. The next morning, Naru awakes and contemplates going out and foraging with the other women of the tribe before returning to her teepee, retrieving her hunting gear and sets off into the woods to try and hunt whatever it is that left those tracks. We then see a cute little rabbit, and not far behind it appears to be a wolf looking for a nice lunch. The wolf manages to catch up to the rabbit, but shortly after catching it, it runs into an invisible object, i.e. the predator. Now we don't know for sure whether the rabbit is killed, but judging by the way that the wolf grabbed it, it didn't die instantly, it most likely died from shock or blood loss later on. So, half a point? The wolf, now being thoroughly mad over the fact that it no longer has its meal, gets itself into the most one-sided fight in wolf alien history. The predator, being victorious, skins and removes the head of the wolf much in the same way that it did to the snake. We are once again greeted by the sight of a cute little rabbit shortly before it manages to dodge a hatchet thrown by none other than Naru. She proceeds to whiff on a couple other rabbit targets until she gets the idea to fashion a rope to tie to her hatchet so that she may retrieve her weapon easier. She then proceeds to throw her hatchet at a tree and pulls on the rope, returning it to her hand. And I'm sorry, but no, unless that hatchet is Thor's hammer and she happens to be the native reincarnation of Thor, there is no way she's able to return that hatchet to her hand without any issue. But now that she has tied a rope to her hatchet, it apparently greatly increases her aim. We then learn that the predator has some sort of spray that will completely disintegrate any living tissue on a skeleton, just like Axe body spray. After harvesting the skull of the wolf he killed earlier, he hears the bark of Sari the dog and has now found his new hunting target. Still on the search to find the creature that she's been hunting, Naru stumbles on a field of dead buffalo. It's hard to count how many there are here, but I'm gonna go with 34 from what I can see. Naru finds a bear trap and a cigar, meaning whoever killed these buffalo is not from this land. Naru continues to search for the creature when she stumbles into a marsh, nearly drowning in the thick mud when she's able to pull herself out of the mud using her helpful hatchet and rope. After escaping the mud, she is then rejoined by Sari, who is now holding a dead rat. After climbing onto a nearby ridge, she sees a massive bear feasting on a dead carcass until she realizes that she's upwind from the bear, alerting the bear of her position and snapping her bowstring in the process. The bear then runs up to attack both Naru and Sari when Sari manages to lure the bear away, giving Naru more time to fix her bow's broken string. After Sari manages to lure the bear away, he quickly brings the bear right back to her.
What the dog doing?
Forcing her to have to run for cover in a nearby beaver dam. Good thing there's no beavers in there because they would not have been happy. Suddenly, the bear loses interest, and we can see the invisible silhouette of the predator right before a WWE bare knuckle fights this bear, and straight up one punch knocks out this massive bear. After escaping the bear and not being attacked by the predator, she retreats until finally being found by a search party sent by her brother to try and find her. She attempts to escape the group before getting into a fight and being taken by force. The group then hear rustling in the bushes, only to find out that it's just a group of possum right before shooting one of them. Naru then points out, "What do you think made them run towards us?" After taking down the first of the three men, the predator is then shot with an arrow by one of the other two, leading to him getting really pissed off. The two other men try to fight off the predator, but it's no use as one of them gets decapitated by him. And just a few short moments later, he then turns his attention to the other man before disposing of him as well. And after seeing all this, what does our main character do, you may ask? Well,
Why are you running? Why are you running?
she then finds one of the men who was part of the group hiding in the tall grass trying to get a jump on the predator, until that also doesn't go to plan. Now, have you ever heard the saying, you don't have to be faster than what's chasing you, you just have to be faster than the slowest guy there? Well, after managing to outrun the other guy, Naru finds herself stuck in a bear trap. The predator sees this, and instead of killing her right then and there, he leaves her, for he sees no fun in hunting something that is already trapped. Now you may be wondering, who set these traps? Well, it was the French, of course. No, not those French, these French. They then knock out Naru and take her back to their camp. She is kept locked in a box when a man approaches her asking if she knows how they can capture the predator. Of course, not wanting to answer, she stays silent until she notices that they also have her brother Tabe as well. The next day we find our two siblings tied to a tree to be used as bait to lure out the predator. And well, let's just say it works. Now I know that normally I would explain each clip and try to set them up as I come along, but there's just so much that happens here I figured I would just save us all some time.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Qu'est-ce qui arrive?
Oh, and Naru manages to cut the rope ties on a nearby bear trap. Naru then returns to the Frenchman's camp so that she can retrieve Sari while Tabi goes and gets himself a brand new horse. Naru then manages to kill 4 of the men who are at the camp. Naru is then confronted by the same man who was asking her if she knew anything about the predator. He seems to be badly injured as he is missing his foot. He asks her to help him and he will show her how to use his gun. Remember this gun. She gives him some orange tatsuya, causing him to go cold, and at this time the predator has now wandered into camp. He follows the trail of blood left by Raphael, but when he gets to the body he seems to not be able to see him, until he steps on the stump. But the most important part here being that Naru learns the predator can't see them if their body temperature is cold enough, and now it's Tabe time. He proceeds to swoop in and have an epic battle with the predator, even managing to stab him pretty good through the chest. And just when everything seems to be going well, the predator disappears. Tabe, sensing what's near, tells his sister to run, for this is as far as he goes, referring to the saying that is part of the Kutamiya. The predator shows up behind him, stabbing him through the chest. As the predator approaches Naru, Tabe grabs the wolf skull attached to the belt of the predator and stabs him with it. Of course, leads to the predator finishing off Tabe, but allows Naru the chance to get away. A messenger arrives back to the tribe and informs the mother that Tabe has died. I don't know how he knows this, but somehow he knows, and that's all the context that I can give for that situation. Naru is now at a river, washing away all the blood on her when she notices the fat Frenchman from the camp. Her first instinct is to shoot him with the pistol, but instead comes up with a more well thought out and The fat man now awakes to a missing foot and Naru sitting at a campfire. She explains how he doesn't know, but she's using him to kill the predator, but the predator also kills the fat man. As the predator stands there and admires his handiwork, Naru gets the easiest shot of her life, but of course this is a little more that make him very, very angry. But don't worry, because she has a plan. She starts off her attack with a shot straight out of Assassin's Creed, resulting in a good amount of damage, then leading the predator into a tree spike trap. After completely whiffing on an armed dagger stab, the predator deploys his shield to block an attack from Naru that instead severs his arm, leaving it impaled in the tree. Thinking she has the killing blow, Naru attempts to stab the predator with his own spear, until he remotely retracts it. He then gains the advantage, slamming her onto the ground, attempting to decapitate her with his own shield, until she rips off one of his tusks and impales him with it. She then pulls him into the same marsh that she was stuck in earlier in the movie and waits for him to fire his bolt gun, but what he doesn't know is that his helmet which guides the arrows is pointed directly at his head. Naru then returns to the tribe with the head of the predator and the pistol which on the side says Raphael Adolini, 1715. Some of you may recognize this pistol, that's because this also makes an appearance in the 1990 movie Predator 2, so somewhere over the next 300 years almost, this pistol makes it back into the hands of yet another predator. Naru is then crowned the new war chief, and that's the 2020 movie Prey in 15 minutes or less. We finished with a final death counter of 84.5 because of that one rabbit. Please make sure to like, comment any suggestions, and subscribe. Thank you all for stopping by, and until next time, have a wonderful day.